Chris Duffin here with our second piece in our DIY series. This is an engineering effort on Kabuki's part to make strength training accessible to anybody. Now, not all of us have resources, and particularly in these times right now, just finding stuff in stock can be a challenge. So for this reason, we're going to continue to add to this series. Now, I want to introduce you to the man behind a lot of these projects. This is Adam. So he heads up our engineering team, and actually Adam and I have worked together for almost 2 decades now. We started out in the automotive world, and then luckily I saved him from the aerospace world to come to Kabuki and design some badass shit for you guys. But Adam, let's turn it over to our DIY barbell.
Thanks, Chris. Now, we designed some great equipment here at Kabuki Strength, but it's not always about having the biggest, baddest, most expensive bar on the market. Sometimes it's about getting the job done, and we want to get people out there that may have limited resources, can't get to the gym. We want to give them an idea on how they can start lifting weights today or tomorrow as soon as possible for really, really low cost. This is our DIY barbell. We went ahead and sourced a couple of parts, a couple of steel collars off the internet. We got some grip tape, some safety grip tape off the internet, and we went down and got a piece of 1.5 inch Schedule 80 pipe from our local steel yard. You can buy this new for about $25, or if you're lucky enough to find a used piece in the lot, it might cost you 60 cents a pound, so you might get the whole bar for $10. So we put this whole thing with collars and the pipe and the grip tape together for about $70. We think that's a reasonable price. Most of the stuff will ship to your house, or you can go down to the steel yard and get this piece. They'll cut it for you. It might even be nice enough to deburr the ends. Go to Kabuki Strength/DIY, download yourself a set of plans. This will give you an idea of where to buy stuff, all the dimensions you need. Let's get in the truck, let's go buy some steel. As we're making the drive over to the steel yard, I'm going to give you a few ideas of where you might be able to find this material in your own town or your own area. We use a metal recycler that's just down the street from our shop to go get small parts and project material and stuff like that. You can usually find shops like these in any major metropolitan area, even some small towns. If you get really lucky, you'll find a place that has recycled materials that you can buy, and they might have the right size pipe that they can cut for you, and you're only going to pay by the pound for that. There's also some online resources like metal supermarkets, where you can order a piece of this tubing 1.5 inch Schedule 80 pipe, and they'll cut it and they'll ship it to your house. A little more expensive, but it's all in all a good resource. For the collars and clamps and the grip tape, any online retailer works really well for that. You can shop around and find good prices on the collars. We found a pair of them on eBay. And they were relatively inexpensive, about $20 for the pair, but if you're savvy, you can probably find some discount codes and get them even cheaper. All right, let's get this bar built. Just going to wipe down the dirt on this thing. Make sure it's somewhat clean. Just keep your hands in check. We're going to check, make sure we put a nice little radius on here, no sharp edges. Everything looks good. Find yourself a little bench or surface to work on so it doesn't roll off. We're going to use our DIY rack for that. Go to your drawings, you'll see some dimensions on here on where to put your safety grip tape and where to put your collars. We're going to mark those out at about 12 7/8. Let's go ahead and install the collars. You can use an Allen wrench or a ratchet, whichever works. These are our 1 7/8 collars. Pick these up off of eBay, a pair of them, costs about $20. Savvy shopper can probably pick them up for less than that. Go ahead and tighten that up so you get a good firm feeling on the bolts, so you know it's closed up and clamped down on that bar. And we'll do the other side. I'm going to tighten these up in a somewhat even manner so you don't crush one side more than the other. You might put a dent in the tube and cause the tube to break later on if you do that. So keep the spacing between the two collar halves nice and even as you tighten it down. Nice and snug. Those aren't going to go anywhere. All right, let's go. go ahead and put some tape on here for some grip. I'm not much of a lifter. I like pizza and beer. So I'm going to put my grip tape at about shoulder width. I think that'll be okay. This is inexpensive safety grip tape. You can find a lot of different variations of this online, different widths, different roll lengths, different prices. We picked this up online. It cost us about $10 for the roll. And you'll have plenty of left over to put tape anywhere you want on here, anywhere for your exercises. I'm going to go ahead and cut about a 6-inch long piece and measure it. I recommend you don't use your wife's scissors for this because it will dull them. So I'm going to go about shoulder width for me. I think on the drawings here we have a bunch of different variations. You know, I'm going to go for about 24 inches in the center. So get about 47 inches there. So we'll go about a foot off of each side. I'm going to peel off the backer. Throw that on the floor for the boss to get later. Stick that on your bar. Wrap it all the way around. Looks like 6 inches was about right. And there you have it. One DIY axle bar ready for use. Some concern for some people is that this being a Schedule 80 pipe is only 1.9 inches in diameter and most clamps won't work on it. We bought a couple of cheap clamps off of the internet. Thought we'd show how they work. These seem to fit on okay, but you can see how they will slide on the pipe and you might have a little trouble actually keeping your weights on. A couple different versions here. It's basically the same story. These stick okay, and I think I would be pretty comfortable with that not sliding off too badly. One thing that you can do, you use a little bit of your grip tape here, cut off a little piece, stick it onto there. That'll close up that diameter, give it a little grip, make it stick really good. So you've got a couple options there. You've got lots of grip tape left over depending on the size of roll that you bought. All right, let's give it a shot. And there you have it.